blessings that whatever we speak again is in line with Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. If you know these prayers, you can unmute yourself and chant it alongside with me. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiryate Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashtoke Bhaktir Bhavti Naishtuki Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Kurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishna Bhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So thank you for spending your precious time on this Sangha. Hope to make it productive. Now, here we've been doing the systematic study of different Shastras over the past couple of years. Currently, it is the study of Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada's summary of it is called Nectar of Devotion. That's the book that we are referring to. Now, Romapad Maharaj was asked in a class that, they say that Hare Krishna, just this Mahamantra, is enough. Just by chanting the Mahamantra, everything is revealed to you, perfection of your life. So why is it that we need to study all this Shastra? Because Shastra gets philosophical and it may get a little confusing, doubts. Mahamantra is so easy, just chant these 16 words, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Maharaj gave a nice explanation. He's saying it is necessary for us to chant, to study the Shastra, so that that knowledge that we have got from that will help us chant properly, serve properly, and do it in the right mood. Otherwise, it may just be impulsive or kaise bhi, kahan bhi, whatever we feel like doing, sometimes like this, sometimes like that. So no, when we are especially in the early stages of sadhana bhakti, that's the first level, we'll see now in the coming slides, it is regulated. So it is very important that we have the knowledge, proper knowledge, not any concoction. Okay, so keep this in mind, that the reason we study all these different scriptures, so that it will help us in our seva, whatever that seva be, whether that seva is to do japa, that seva is to do deity worship, that seva is for book distribution coming up now, it is going on rather, December marathon, whatever it be. right knowledge. It will help us do proper seva in the right mood. Hare Krishna. So, before we go there, can you see the screen and hear me properly? I'm sharing a PowerPoint. Yeah? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. So, before I proceed, I would like to offer my humble obeisances to all these wonderful Vaishnavas. Of course, there are so many, even in our own yatra, from whom so much we get to learn. Point to note over here, of course, they are very exalted. Romapad Swami, Dhanurdhar Swami. Dhanurdhar Swami has written a book, Waves of Devotion. So if you can get your hands on that, please read. It is additional reading on Nectar of Devotion. Then, of course, dear Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, I've referred to his Bhakti Shastri course for Nectar of Devotion lectures. Madhupati Prabhu and Mataji, Kalandi Gopi Kant Mataji, Priya Mataji. I had requested her when she had done the introduction. Beautiful. She had put together all these slides, and those have been the inputs to some of today's discussion that we're going to have over here. So the importance of association, the ABCD of sadhana bhakti is A for association, B for books, C for chanting, D for diet, and deity worship. So the sadhu sangha, it's extremely important. Sadhu sangha. Sadhu isn't somebody who's just wearing orange robes, with a shaved head and a shikha and danda, tridanda in his hand. No, sadhu is any jiva whose consciousness is totally absorbed in Krishna. And here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that even lava matra, lava is about 1/11th of a second. Just that association with a sadhu, okay, all perfections, all whatever is there, aapko hasil ho jayega. So it is very, very important to keep an association. So you all have been doing it so nicely for several years now, meeting on Sundays, programs, and this evening forum, morning forum. Please continue what you're doing. It's phenomenal, whatever is the results that we get on a path back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So, to quickly recap, what is this NOD, Nectar of Devotion, or Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? It was written by Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, about 500 years old. Still today, nothing has changed as is. So, here is first thing we should understand, that it is the truth. What Rupa Goswami has written is the truth. Truth is something which is eternal. The characteristic of truth, it is eternal, it is unchanging, and it is independent. It doesn't require the majority to say, yes, this is true. 2 plus 2 is 4. Tomorrow, if a billion people say 2 plus 2 is 5, doesn't make it 5, it remains 4. Eternal, unchanging. It was there in the past 500 years. Today, it is true. And the next 10,000 years also, it will remain as is. Why? Because it is the truth. Now, it has a composition of over 2,000 verses. And what Prabhupada has done for us, because, I have Jada Buddhi. And as time goes by, our mental faculties, etc., deteriorate. That's one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So Prabhupada has assembled all this, and in 51 chapters, he has given the concise summary from which we can, so it is like distilled, it is the concentrated of that, like जैसे कि दूध को गाढ़ा करते हम ना, and you get that, what is it called, the condensed milk. That is what Prabhupada has given in this nectar of devotion. So that nectar of devotion is compared to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is compared to an ocean, and it has this east, west, north, and south. There are these different sections, and it is the law book of Bhakti. So if you are interested in Bhakti, this is a must read. A must read, and not just read casually, study. study. So law books are not like novels, we sit with a novel for time pass or relaxation or whatever it is. They're not a book of fiction. It's a law book of bhakti, and it has to be studied. It has to be scrutinized. And what it does is it shows us how to practice Krishna consciousness. Like Romapad Maharaj said, why do you study the Shastra? So that we can practice it better. We can practice it properly. We can do the right thing instead of doing things right. Doing things right means iterative. Oh, ye kya? Arey nahi chala, galti again. Correct? So what happens is not only it becomes a waste of time, but also effort and everything else associated with it. So might as well do the right thing the first time, all the time. Yeah. So it will take us from imperfections. It starts with some faith, what they call adav. What is faith? It's slipping my mind. And it goes all the way to prema. Yeah. And it takes all the way to love of Krishna. Prema, correct. Love of God is prema. That's the final. So from faith, there are 9 steps. It takes us all the way. Now, last Friday, we started Bhakti Vriksha in Jersey City, mainly newcomers. So, we are talking just the basics. So some of those also we have incorporated in today's discussion, what we had discussed last Friday. And that's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. It is like everything is related. There is nothing which is isolation. So if you see whatever is there in Bhagavad Gita is again validated in Bhagavatam, is validated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, is validated in Shri Upanishad. So you can make out that this is not just some figment of imagination ki kisi ne likha hai this thing. It is apaurusha. It is not man-made. It is the truth itself, coming from Krishna, and this is how it has reached us, Hare Krishna, through the Guru Parampara. Now, if you see this stages of evolution, of course, people say there was this theory, Darwin's theory of evolution, which is the physical form, which isn't true, though people have accepted for years and years together to be true. No, it isn't true. That has been debunked. Okay. But here on the consciousness, there are these stages of consciousness. It starts from these, you see in the purple over here, the box, it is the material consciousness. And then on top of that, you have the spiritual or the transcendental consciousness. Spirit is always above matter, correct? It transcends matter, correct? So these are the different stages. Now, sadhakas are somewhere mixed. You get it? One leg is on the material boat, the other leg is on the spiritual boat. And both these boat by nature are going in the different direction. Sooner or later, you will have to jump. There is no, how you have this mantra, right, in corporate America, which says work-life balance, work-life balance. There is no such thing as material or spiritual balance. You're either spiritual or you're material. You need to make a choice. Make it fast because time is literally running out. Every breath that we take is eating into the quota. Each person, when we are born, has a quota written. So many breath. This is your lifespan. Of course, we take lifespan as number of years, but actually it is number of breath. Some people finish their quota in 80 years, some people 100 years, some people in just 2 years, or newborn, or they come stillborn, whatever be that case. So we need to have that sense of urgency. Okay. So what this does over here, Prabhu's Mataji's, in the material consciousness, what we do is it just dovetails. Everything comes down to these 4 activities, which is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Now, whatever is a material activity incurs a consequence or a reaction, also popularly known as karma. You do good things, you have the good things come back to you. Do you do bad things? You have bad things come to you. That is karma. Very simply put, karma. Correct? So eating, sleeping, mating, defending, okay, incurs karma. And karma is not just for a lifespan. Karma is associated with a conditioned jiva. And as the jiva leaves one body and goes to another body, the karma follows him. So you can look at it as a journey. There are 8.4 million species, okay? And out of these 4.4 million species, humans are on the top of the food chain, so to say, in terms of the evolved consciousness. Of course, even in terms of not just physical attributes of the human being, there are so many different races, but also level of consciousness. There are up to about 400,000 levels of consciousness, from the really animalistic state to highly, highly, highly evolved, right? So what happens is that if it is a journey, just as, if you're going to from here to India, okay, you have a carry-on bag, correct, which you put in that bin on top. That is a karma. So when we leave one body to another body, that karma is a carry-on bag that we're taking everywhere with us. And that carry-on bag, we're adding more and more stuff. You get into the next life, maybe you'll be a dog, I could be a cat or a worm. This morning I saw on my driveway an earthworm. And immediately that verse came from Pandita Samadarshana. I said, no difference except his body is different. He's crawling on the floor, looking for food. Annamaya, looking for food. And here I'm thinking that I'm so evolved. Correct? I'm not, wo keeda nahi hu main rengte, matti mein, like that. But essentially, we both are souls. So what happens is when you move from one to another, we get caught in the circle of birth, old age, disease, and death. That's all there is to this material consciousness. So keep in mind, dear devotees, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, birth, old age, disease, death. But that's not who we are meant to be. Okay, we are spirit entities, we are spiritual entities. So we should be having a higher consciousness. And that higher consciousness is possible through Shraddha, and it takes you all the way to Prema. So we spoke earlier about these 9 different stages, and you also know that, initially, the Kanishta Adhikari, the neophyte, okay, some knowledge aa jata hai, Jnanamaya, and he lives a regulated lifestyle. And then once that happens, he goes through these stages. He could come through the removal of all the anarthas, gradually, and you'll see it. When you start chanting without doing extra effort, just engaging in devotional service, so many good qualities start manifesting automatically, and whatever were the bad habits is just, discarded. So it takes you all the way up to Prema. This Prema is the perfect stage. Over here, we are imperfect. So from imperfection, we are coming all the way to perfection. Prabhupada says the perfected state of a human being is called a devotee. Hare Krishna. Of course, in our conversations, devotee, but devotee is not an ordinary person. Devotee is not an ordinary person. Yeah, the perfected stage, remember that. The perfected state of a human being is called a devotee. Hare Krishna. So, nectar of devotion, this is the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So, Bhakti, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was explaining, Bhakti is causeless. Nothing can cause Bhakti. Okay, it is causeless. It is not that if I do something, mere mein Bhakti aa jayega. Nahi. Rasa is a taste, and in absence of rasa, nobody would do anything. Whatever it is, even if you're going for a job or a hobby or a sport or something, there is some kind of a pleasure derived from it. There is some kind of a gain. In absence of that, nothing would work. No one would do anything. Amrita means nectar. Nectar is Amrita means Brita. Mrita is death, which means eternal. Nectar. And then Sindhu is the bottomless, shoreless ocean. So that is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The summary is called Nectar of Devotion. Now, when we say Bhakti is causeless, so how does one get Bhakti? Okay, it's through the mercy of Krishna one gets a guru, and then through the guru one gets Krishna. These are some key points we need to understand. So now this is also very important. Again, we'll refer back to His Holiness Romapad Swami. He was asked in a class, what is mercy? And the next question is even more Interesting. So this question is to all of you, dear devotees. What is mercy? What is your understanding of mercy? Please don't feel shy. Unmute. Don't worry, right answer, wrong answer. We are all here to learn. What is mercy?
Mercy means whatever we desire and we get it.
Whatever we desire, we get it.
Hare
Kind
Krishna
of
Babu.
right, Mataji. Good attempt. Yes.
Hare Krishna Babu, Dhanavad Punam. As we are unqualified, but someone give the special favor to us, that is the mercy.
Very good. Yes. Mercy is for the unqualified, meaning to say, ki I have committed something really horrible. And uska sazae maut means, I'm condemned to die. But you see, the president, the authority, has the power to grant clemency. Theek hai, okay, don't kill this, isko jaane do. Maybe commute it to a life sentence. Okay? Mercy. So mercy, by definition, is for the person who doesn't deserve that leniency. For the unqualified. Mercy, you don't have to do something to get qualified. Now, when this was explained, the next follow-up question came is, if mercy is for unqualified and undeserving, why do we have to qualify ourselves to be the recipient of mercy? Why all these do's? Why all these don'ts? Why? Again, the question to all of you. Mercy is for unqualified. And of course, we all consider ourselves to be unqualified. If you look at who a devotee is and who I am, I mean, it's like millions, billions of light years away. So I'm definitely qualified for the... I should be a recipient of mercy. I have no qualifications. I don't even deserve it. I come in front of the DC, I just do mechanically. I have the opportunity to do japa, I just run through. I want to finish 16 rounds. We all are in that, no? Sometime or the other. So why? Why the do's? Why the don't? No meat eating, no this, no that. Do japa, ye karo. Why?
I think it's more like a vetting process.
Vetting process, but then vetting...
It's more like an application. Put it in a very materialistic way. Otherwise, I need mercy, right?
But everyone is the...
But do you want the mercy?
That's where
So,
yes.
Everybody should get mercy, but do you want it?
Yes. Anyone else would like to...
Prabhuji, we are trying to get the love of content. The love is what which will help us to get blessings from God. In this process, discriminating, how much I can love him, right?
Prabhu, can you repeat again? Aapka voice crack ho raha hai.
No, Prabhuji, what I'm saying is love. How much love we can gain from the God, right? We have to say, without unconditional, I do my feel, right? That is what we're trying to gain out of this daily. Right? Vaidhi Bhakti mein kya karna? And then we go to the next level of Bhakti, right? So that is what we're doing. Vaidhi Bhakti say, then because Ragana Bhakti, right? So why?
Correct.
Love development.
Correct. Love is that final stage, prema. That's the final stage. So over here, it is that mercy, correct? An absence of mercy, like through the mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru, and through the mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. And then we are going through all these processes. So what Romapad, thank you. Sachirani, thank you, Bimal Prabhu. You both are on the right track. What Romapad Maharaj has explained is, he's saying mercy is like sunshine. Sunshine is everywhere, correct? And sunshine doesn't discriminate who gets, who doesn't get. Sunshine doesn't say that, oh, I'm only going to give it to Brahmanas. I'm not going to give it to the Mlecha. No, sunshine gives it to everyone. So much so, sunshine is a purifier. Even if sunshine falls on stool, it remains uncontaminated, and it also clears off that stool. It dries it up. So this is what is sunshine. So mercy is compared to sunshine. And that sunshine is what Shachirani had said is, Maharaj says is, think of it like we are sitting in a dark basement. You know, that dark basement is a conditioning. That dark basement is a desire to do sense gratification. We are just sitting in over there. So it is our choice that I should go out in the sunlight, but I don't want to. I'm happy over here. I don't want to go out. Now, all this process of do's and don'ts is like climbing the stairs to come out into the sunshine. And in that sunshine, Bimal Prabhu, to your point, is where we can actually have this bhava and prema. So sadhana bhakti, this Vaidhi bhakti, correct? Then you'll get the spontaneous raganuga bhakti. It won't just sitting in my sofa one day. There are people who say that, oh, I was sitting in the mountain meditating and suddenly the gyan came to me. No, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. Why do you have to go to mountain? Why can't you be waiting at the traffic light, waiting for it to change green and suddenly gyan comes to you? Because if you seriously look at it, there is no explanation. And if there is no explanation, it can happen to anybody, anywhere. So mercy is like sunshine and we are stepping out. So ye jo Vaishnav log hain, the devotees, correct? They are the ones who are holding a hand and step by step. And in the dark, we stumble, we fall. We may roll back 2 steps, doesn't matter. Keep climbing. Definitely you'll come into the sunlight, which is that prema. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So here is a quick overview of the north, south, east, west. So chapter, the first sector talks about qualities of bhakti, pure bhakti. There are different types of bhakti. Like the stage I am in, and many of us, is called Mishra. Mishra means mixture hai usme, because abhi thoda bahta hai. There is these material desires which come up. So then the second is this bhakti in practice, sadhana bhakti. Then bhakti which happens in ecstasy, spontaneously. Today we are chanting rounds because we've taken vows, whatever it is, either initiated or Prabhupada Ashraya, or whatever vows you've taken. I'll do 1 round, 5 rounds, 16 rounds. Correct. So we have taken this vow and I have to do it. Just like a job, Monday morning. Oh, I have to go to work. But actually you can flip it over and say, I get to go to work. Just see the same thing. The process is the same. The activity is the same. I'm going to work. But when it becomes an imposition, it becomes, Monday or 5 more days till weekend. Then we hate what we're doing. But the same thing, if I change my mindset, I get to go to work. There are so many people who are jobless. Imagine that state. I get to go to work. I get to do japa. I get to do seva. So if this is the attitude, next time when an opportunity comes to do seva, we won't look at our convenience. We won't look at our convenience. We'll jump at it. So bhakti in practice, when that happens, then it brings you to that stage. You can't then help it. You'll spontaneously be looking for opportunities to do seva. We will spontaneously be doing japa properly, listening to it, not running through it. Whatever be the seva, japa is an example. And once you get to that stage, Prabhu's, Mataji's, tabhi wo bhava se prema aa jata hai. It's all intrinsic within us. It's not something that you have to build on it. So this is what we will discuss a little bit on the bhakti in practice, which is sadhana bhakti. Hare Krishna. So what is sadhana bhakti? Prabhupada's definition. Can somebody read it, please? The left side. Can anyone read?
When transcendental devotional service by which love for Krishna is attained is executed by the senses, it is called sadhana bhakti. or the regulative discharge of devotional service. Such devotion eternally exists within the heart of every living entity. The awakening of this eternal devotion is the potential of devotional service and practice.
Thank you. So, it is, bhakti is one of the defining characteristics of a jiva. You know, when Prabhupada was here, they had put a court case that you all are brainwashing the young people, and young people were just joining like crazy. They were so disillusioned with this material world that it is brainwashing. So Prabhupada said, yes, your mind is all dirty. We are washing it. What is your complaint about it? So the example which Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was giving is, you see a newborn baby, you know, he can't even lift his head up. He's just lying on the floor. Then he learns to turn his head. He'll look at sounds, make eye contact, whatever it is. Then slowly they sit up and then he stands, the baby, and again he falls. And then holding his mummy or daddy's finger, okay, he learns how to walk. And it is so cute when these little kids are walking. Then, you know, they'll hold furniture like table or whatever and plop, they fall. Then again, they'll try to get up. And then they learn how to walk on their own. And they'll run. And again, you know, they go all tottering. They are not yet stable. And then finally, they can be walking normal with full balance. They could be running Usain Bolt, you know, just zipping across. So this way, what it gives the example is that the child has the potential. You know, in physics, you learn potential energy, okay, put into action becomes kinetic energy. We have that potential energy. Bhakti is a potential energy in all living entities. If the child didn't have that potential, no matter what you do, he won't be able to walk. Like no matter what you do to the child, he won't be able to fly because he doesn't have that potential. Baby birds can fly. They have that potential. So bhakti is that potential in every living entity. It is not something external, right? So it is the essence of the jiva. You all heard this. Jivara Swarupa Krishnere Nityadas. The eternal servitor of Krishna. That is bhakti. Bhakti has three operative words: loving, devotional, service. Three. With love. It's not done by Yelele Krishna, bhoga you're offering. Actually, we're talking of bhoga. I was just reminded yesterday in our Sunday school, we were teaching the children the concept of, you know, why bhoga and why it is important to eat prasadam. And we had a little practical fun thing in the class. We made burritos, and also the concept of Thanksgiving and being always grateful, gratitude, all that. So there was one child, very quiet she was, you know, when the class voted for burritos, she became her face fell, but she didn't say anything. And then afterwards, she came up and told me, she's saying, Prabhuji, you know, I don't like burritos at all. Now see, this child has understood what is prasad. Prasad is same as Krishna, no different, correct? Krishna with his eyes has eaten it. She's saying, you know, but because Krishna has eaten it, and when I was eating, I was really enjoying it. It was tasty. This little child, 10-year-old, comes and tells. And I said, wow, what a lovely realization. Whatever was explained, she actually put it into practice, this little 10-year-old child. So it is very important for all of us adults also. You know, we get a plate of prasadam. Take how much you want. There's enough. There's always enough. You know, don't out of laziness, ki, Arey, kaun utke wapas line mein jayega, so fill everything in the plate. You know, throwing prasadam in the garbage is like throwing Krishna. Would we take Krishna's photo or Krishna's deity and put it in a dirty place? No, we won't do that. So how is prasad any different? And another thing, Shiva Rama Swami, he was talking about this recently on his Facebook videos, that 25,000 people die of hunger every day. 25,000 human beings. 800 million are malnourished and in starvation mode. Starvation is not Ekadashi, huh? Or we do one time Nirjal. No, that is not starvation. They don't know where the food is coming from. So we have to be very respectful of whatever resources Krishna has given us. You know, this is bhakti in action. This is bhakti. Little things give us all these opportunities. And when we become mindful, when we become thoughtful, it just helps whatever else that we are doing in this path of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. So, what is devotion, bhakti? Synonym, devotion. So the dictionary says love, loyalty, or enthusiasm for a person, activity, or a cause. Person. Then the Britannica Encyclopedia says that a movement emphasizing the mutual, intense emotional attachment and love of a devotee towards a personal God. And see this second part of the God for the devotee. It's reciprocal. Bhakti is reciprocation. So Krishna is the object. Subject is love. Service is the medium through which our love is expressed. And we all experience this. From here, you go to India, your mom will cook the favorite food, whatever you like. She'll make that. And we eat it, we relish it. So nice. What are you eating? You're tasting her love. Because when she's making it, she's saying, mera Raja beta, he likes this, how much he'll enjoy. That's why. So similarly, when we are making bhoga for Krishna, when we go to the market to buy vegetables to cook bhoga for Krishna, our consciousness, it's so simple. Just think about it. Hey, Nithai Navdeep Chandraji, how well they're going to, then we'll be a little more careful. My Guru Maharaj Radhanath Swami says, attention to detail is a symptom of love. Remember, bhakti is loving, devotion, and service. So service is that platform in which reciprocated. It happens, that reciprocation happens. So similarly, when I'm chanting, my chanting is also a seva. My chanting is a seva. So if I do it properly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Mataji was chanting so nice before the class started, Suman Mata. Each and every word was being pronounced so properly. So Prabhu's, Mataji's, iska matlab hai bhakti, loving devotional service. It's there within us.